Hi, boys and girls. This week, we are going to be working on solving word problems. Now, this is a review skill. We're going to be talking about strategies on how to solve word problems. So, how do we know when to add and how do we know when to subtract? And we're also going to be going over how to add and subtract two-digit numbers. And we're going to be working on word problems for the rest of the school year. So, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, now, boys and girls, you know how Miss Lawton feels about word problems. For many, many years, they used to scare me so much. I would read them, and it was as if I was reading or seeing a different language. I was so lost, I did not know what to do. It took me a while to figure out that I needed to take a deep breath and read the problems slowly, look for keywords, and really visualize and act out what is happening in the problem. Once I did that, it really helped make sense to me what I was being asked to do. So, we're going to be talking about today, boys and girls, some key strategies and key words that are going to clue us in on how to solve the problems. Now, I know you're still thinking, word problems scare me. They scared me too, but I promise if we keep working at it, you are going to conquer word problems and they're no longer going to scare you. I know you're also thinking, I don't know, that's a lot of words. It makes me nervous. Again, once you understand what to look for, you'll be prepared and ready to go. Okay. Now, I know some of you are also looking at, I just see words. I can't read those. Oh, look, there's two numbers. Let me just add them together and hope for the best. Boys and girls, that is not a good strategy. Please, please do not do that. All right, so let's take a look at steps for solving word problems. We have some 6 steps here. Number 1, read the problem twice. And I do mean read it. In fact, read it slowly. Look for key words. There are going to be clue words that are going to help you or clue you in as to whether or not you have to add or subtract. I am not asking you to, oh, look, there's that clue word, and there it is in that paragraph. They match, so that means I have to add, or that means I have to subtract. Keywords are just that, clues. They are not the end all. I highly recommend you draw a picture or even act it out. You could draw parts of the picture using stick figures, or if you want, run to your yard, grab some rocks to represent something in the word problem, grab some markers. Do what you need to do to visualize what is happening in the problem. Number 4, write a number sentence. When you're looking at it, it's often very helpful to figure out what are my parts and what are my whole. Okay? Number 5, solve the problem. And number 6 is the most important step of all, and one students often forget to do. You need to check your answer to see if it makes sense. All right, now we're going to solve problems using 4 easy steps, and we're going to become world problem whizzes. So let's go ahead and take a look. Step 1, you need to understand the problem. What are you trying to figure out? So let's take a look at this word problem. It says, yesterday, Alex saw 14 birds in his backyard. Today, he saw 12. How many birds did he see in all? In this problem, what are you trying to figure out? So, do we see a question? Let's see. Well, if you said, how many birds did Alex see in all? You're right. So let's take a look at that word problem again. And I have some handy dandy annotation tools that I'm going to try to use. So when I do this, I'm always just going to be looking for a question mark. And here's my question mark. And it says, how many birds did he see in all? Now, it might be helpful to you, again, to go ahead and draw 14 birds over here. Draw 12 birds over here and act out what you think is happening. Or if you want, actually grab some blocks or some toys or whatever you need to help you recreate the scene so you understand what's happening. Okay. And it's keeping that there. So let's see if Ms. Lawson can figure out how to erase that. There we go. I'm learning, boys and girls. All right. All right, step 2, you need to get a plan. How am I going to answer the question? Will I add? Will I subtract? Now we're going to be looking for some clues to help you figure out how to do that. And here are some clue words or keywords to help you. So let's look at addition keywords. So we have the word total, how many altogether. And we know, boys and girls, when we add, we're adding this number to this number. So we're combining them to make a larger number. So when we're adding, our numbers are actually going to get larger. Okay? So how many altogether? How many from this bunch? How many from this bunch combined to make a new total? When you see the word sum, it refers to addition. For instance, it might say, what is the sum of 2 and 5? So it's asking you to add 2 plus 5. How many in all is also asking you to add. Plus, of course, 2 plus 3 is 5. Of course, it's an easy one. Add. We have the word both. So how many rocks did they both have? So you're not asking how many rocks did one person have. You're asking how many rocks did both of them have. So again, you're combining two sets into a new number, and that's going to be, our number is going to be bigger. How many rocks did they have combined? Again, that's going to ask you to add. Increased means for the number is literally just getting larger. So again, that is a good clue word for addition. In all is another way of saying combined. Now, boys and girls, one key thing you need to remember when you're adding is that your total or your answer is going to be larger than the two numbers in the word problem, because when you add, your numbers are getting larger. They are increasing. So let's take a look at some subtraction keywords. Now, when you subtract, your numbers are actually going to be getting smaller, okay? So when we're subtracting, we're literally taking away something. So your answer will be smaller than the numbers in the word problem. So that's something important to keep in mind. So let's take a look at some key phrases. How many more? Now, this is a phrase that we have focused a lot on in class. When you see how many more, it's asking you to subtract. For instance, let's say Nicholas ate 16 oranges. Anastasia ate 4 oranges. How many more oranges did Nico eat? Well, if we know Nico ate 16 and Anastasia ate 4, we need to subtract. So what is 16 minus 4? So let's take a look here. Go back to my pen. There we go. So I have 16 minus 4. And of course, as I look at this, I wonder if there's a way for me to change my color. Maybe not. I have 6 on top, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I take 4 from this? I sure can. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves me with 2. And we know this blank is really just a 0. 1 take away 0 is just going to be 1. So how many more oranges did Nicholas eat? He ate 12 more oranges. So remember to go ahead and erase that. Handy tool there. All right, another way of knowing you're going to subtract is how many less, how many fewer. Less and fewer mean the same thing. It's asking you to take away. So that is subtraction. What is the difference? Difference will always mean that you're taking away. Subtraction. Another way of saying what is the difference is how many remain. Now, one word or strategy that we did not use in class is something called ER words. This is a suffix that you can add to a word, such as the word small, you're adding the suffix ER. So how much smaller is Mary's stick than Brian's? So that's actually asking you to take away, to find the difference. So what is the difference in size of Mary's stick from Brian's stick? So that's a good strategy to use as well. Other key phrases include how many left. So we have the word left here, less, fewer, all those indicate subtraction. Minus is another word for subtraction. So is take away. There's the word difference again. And decrease is also subtraction. When you're decreasing something, boys and girls, our numbers are going down. They're becoming smaller. All words that indicate subtraction. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that example again. It said, yesterday, Alex saw 14 birds in his backyard. Today, he saw 12. How many birds did he see in all? Do you see any clue words? Take a look. Well, if you said in all, then you're right. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back, boys and girls. Okay, now let's take another look at that problem. And I want to kind of think of my part, whole. Okay, so I know Alex saw 14 birds, and then today he saw 12. So how many birds did he see in all? So we know in all is going to be our clue word, and in all indicates addition. So that means my answer is actually going to be larger than the number 14, and it's going to be larger than the number 12. So let's see if I can go ahead and draw on here again. And I'm just going to quickly draw our part, whole box. Here we go. Now this part right here is our whole. So that's going to be our largest number. And that's what we don't know yet. That's our in all. But I do know one of my parts is 14. The other part is 12. So now, how do I figure out what this is in total? Well, I have to combine these two numbers. So I'm going to combine 14 plus 12. And of course, when we add boys and girls, we're first going to be looking at the numbers in our ones column. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. So how many did he see in all? He saw 26 birds in all. All right, so let's go ahead and erase this. So let me go on. Oh, got that one. Here we go. Okay. All right. Okay. And I did go a little bit ahead in my last explanation there, but now that we understand what it's asking, we're ready for, and we have our plan, we are ready for our next step, and we are going to solve it. And again, we already figured out how to make our number sentence. 14 plus 12 equals 26. Part, whole. Again, notice our answer is larger than these two numbers. That's always going to happen when you have addition. All right, now here's the important part that everybody forgets to do. You got to look back. Does your answer fit the question? We had to find out how many birds Alex saw in all. We added the number he saw yesterday and the number he saw today. Our answer was Alex saw 26 birds in all. It makes sense. That is how many he saw in all. All right, we did it, boys and girls. We are word problem whizzes. Again, here are the steps once more. Step 1, understand the problem. Step 2, get a plan. That might involve running to your yard and getting some rocks to represent birds, or grab some crayons. Do what you need to do. Create a play, make a skit, figure out what's happening. Step 3, solve it. Step 4, go back. Does your answer make sense? All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I'm going to be adding some word problems for you to work out on your own. You can expect to see a new word problem or word problems every day moving forward. Okay. All right, boys and girls. I enjoyed making that lesson. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.